Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel Gur Mantra Shiksha Ka Granth. I am your educator Nidhi Dua and I warmly welcomes you at this platform. So guys, in previous lectures we have started the topic thermodynamics and we have covered total 3 parts on the topic thermodynamics and this is our part 4. Okay. Before starting the syllabus, the topic which we are going to study today, I would like to tell you about the syllabus that we have covered till now. We have covered structure of atom, periodicity, chemical bonding, S block, P block, coordination compounds, electrochemistry, chemical kinetics, and in today's lecture we will complete thermodynamics. Okay, so let's start our today's topic. Our today's number 1 topic is about thermochemical equation. What is thermochemical equation? Thermochemical equation is a balanced chemical reaction which not only indicates the physical state of reactant and product but also tells us about the energy change related to the equation, or you can say related to the chemical reaction. For example, as you can see here, carbon in the reactant form present in the solid physical state while O2 is in the gaseous state. When carbon solid and O2 gas reacts, this will form the CO2 gas, and delta H, the enthalpy associated with this reaction is minus 393.5 kilojoule per mole. Okay, now there are 3 set of rules to write the thermochemical equation, or you can say to calculate the enthalpy change with this thermochemical equation. Number 1 rule is, if no condition is given, then the value of delta H is considered as the standard condition. Second is, if equation is multiplied by any coefficient. For example, if this CO2 is multiplied by 2, then and if you have to calculate the value of delta H for this CO2, then you have to multiply the coefficient value with delta H. Okay, so if the equation is multiplied by coefficient, then the value of delta H is also multiplied by that coefficient. Third rule is, if equation is reversed, if you reverse the equation, means if this CO2 came here and these 2 reactants came in the product side, then the sign of delta H will be changed. Okay, if equation is reversed, then the value of delta H remains same, only sign changes. Means when this CO2 came here at the reactant side and this C plus O2 came here in the product side, then the value of delta H will be same, only the sign will change. This will convert into 393.5 kilojoule per mole. Okay, now heat of reaction. What is the meaning of heat of reaction? Heat of reaction simply defined as the amount of heat evolved or absorbed, or you can say the amount of heat liberated or absorbed by the reactants or the products or the substances indicated by the chemical equation have completely reached. As you can see here, in this particular case, under some conditions, under conditions, special conditions, standard conditions, the value of delta H will be 94.3 kilocalories. Okay. Now, the different types of heat of reaction. Number 1 type of heat of reaction is heat of formation. That is represented by delta HF. What is delta HF? Delta means difference and HF means the change in heat of formation. The amount of heat absorbed or evolved when 1 mole of pure substance is directly obtained from its constituent element in their reference state, and this is known as heat of formation. If you talk about to calculate the heat of formation, then this will be equals to the enthalpy of product minus enthalpy of reactant. Means if you have given the total amount of total enthalpy of all the products and total the amount of enthalpies of reactant, then if you want to calculate this will be equals to the total enthalpy of product minus total enthalpy of reactant. For example, if you have to calculate the find delta HF naught of Fe2O3 solid if standard heat of reaction Fe2O3 solid plus 3CO gas equals to 2Fe solid plus 3CO2 gas is minus 6.6 kilocalorie. Given delta HF formation for CO is equals to minus 26.4 kilocalorie and delta HF naught CO2 gaseous is equals to 94 kilocalories. Okay, now as you can see here, for the following chemical equation, the equation is given you in the question, that is this. Delta H value is minus 6.6 kilocalories. Now what you have to do, you know it very well, to calculate the delta HF of reaction, what you need is the total amount of delta HF naught of product minus total of delta HF of reactants. Okay, now as you have seen earlier the basic set of rules to calculate the heat of reaction, what you have to do, you have to multiply the coefficient value with delta HF. Okay, so 2 into delta HF of Fe solid. As you know it very well, in solid state or you can say in native state of element, the delta HF value will be 0. So 2 into 0 in case of Fe plus 3 into minus 94. Why minus 94 multiplied by 3? Because the coefficient value of product of CO2 is multiplied by 3. That's why 3 into the value of delta HF value of CO2, that is given minus 26.4. Sorry, that is given you minus 94 in case of CO2. That's why into 94 minus delta HF of Fe2O3, you have to calculate the value of Fe2O3 plus 3 into minus 26.4. Why 3 into minus 26.4? Because 3 the coefficient value of CO and in question CO delta HF value is given as minus 26.4. When you solve minus 6.6 the total amount of delta H, when you solve this equation you will get the answer as minus 196.2 kilocalorie per mole. Okay. Next is heat of combustion. What is heat of combustion? Heat of combustion is simply defined as the heat evolved during the complete combustion of 1 mole of substance. The heat liberated when you burnt completely combust the 1 mole of substance. For example, C plus O2 will form CO2 and the delta H for this reaction will be equals to minus 393.5 kilojoule per mole. Delta H shows heat of combustion of carbon and heat of formation of CO2. Next is C plus half O2 will form CO. Carbon solid plus half O2 gas will form the carbon monoxide gas. Equation 2, this equation, the formation of carbon monoxide does not shows the heat of formation of CO2 because this is an incomplete combustion. Okay. Now a very important topic on the combustion, calorific value or fuel value. The amount of heat produced in calories or joule when 1 gram of a substance is completely burnt. Whenever 1 gram of a substance is completely oxidized or completely burned, this will be equals to the calorific value or fuel value. This is very important to note that if a substance has maximum value of calorific value, then the substance will be known as best fuel. Okay, if you want to calculate the value of calorific value, then this will be equals to the heat of combustion divided by molecular weight of compound. Here MW represents the molecular weight. For example, as you can see here, find out the calorific value of glucose. You have to calculate the calorific value of glucose, that is given minus 2900 kilojoule per mole. When you see this, heat evolved from 1 mole of glucose is minus 2900. Heat evolved from 180 gram of glucose will be equals to 2900. When you talk about when heat evolved from 1 gram of glucose, then this will be equals to 2900 divided by 180 with minus sign. Here minus 16.11 kilojoule will be the correct answer. Okay, third is heat of hydrogenation. Heat changes during the complete hydrogenation of 1 mole of unsaturated organic compound is known as heat of hydrogenation, and heat of neutralization means when 1 gram equivalent acid is neutralized by the 1 gram equivalent of whey base in dilute solution, then this will be known as heat of neutralization. Now a very important topic of this lecture, that is Hess law. What is Hess law? Hess law tells us about the total amount of heat evolved or absorbed. This law says the total amount of heat evolved or absorbed in a chemical reaction is the same whether the reaction is carried out in one single step or in many steps. Okay, for example, if you see this single step reaction is taking place from A to B. Then from A to B, the enthalpy change is delta H. While if you talk about the multiple step reaction to produce B from A is given by, first of all, A is converting into C, then C is converting into D, D is converting into E, and after that E is converting into B. According to Hess law, if you want to calculate the total enthalpy change from A to B, then this will be equals to delta H is equals to delta H1 plus delta H2 plus delta H3 plus delta H4. Okay, so Hess law tells us about the multiple step reactions to calculate the enthalpy of multiple step reactions. Okay, now the application of Hess law. Number one application is determination of heat of formation. We have already seen the example for heat of formation. Second application is determination of enthalpy of transition. For example, the enthalpy of combustion of diamond and graphite are given as, okay, calculate the enthalpy of transformation of diamond to graphite. Okay, so you know it very well. The desired equation is C diamond, carbon diamond is converting into C graphite, carbon graphite. You have to calculate the value of enthalpy change. First of all, equation for diamond will be this. Carbon diamond plus O2 will react and will form carbon dioxide. The delta H value is given 395.4 kilojoule. Similarly, in case of graphite, the delta H value is given as minus 393.5 kilojoule. When you subtract this equation third from equation 2, we will get carbon diamond minus carbon graphite is equals to 0. And when you subtract this reaction number 3 from 2, you will get the answer as minus 1.9 kilojoule. Here you have to memorize this. When you write down the equation will be given as minus 395.4 minus, then minus again bracket minus 393.5. Then minus will becomes plus. That's why minus 395.4 plus 393.5. When you solve this equation, you will get the answer as minus 1.9 kilojoule. Okay. Next application is the determination of enthalpy of hydration. To understand this concept, let's take an example. The heat of solution of anhydrous CuSO4 is given, that is minus 66.5 kilojoule, and heat of CuSO4.5H2O is 11.7 kilojoule. Calculate the heat of hydration of the CuSO4. Okay, so as you can see here, from CuSO4 solid, this is converting into CuSO4.5H2O solid. Then CuSO4.5H2O solid is converting back into CuSO4.5H2O. And from CuSO4 solid to CuSO4.5H2O, delta H value is given as minus 66.5 kilojoule. You have to calculate the delta H1 for CuSO4 to converting into CuSO4.5H2O dot solid. Okay, so according to Hess law, you know it very well, delta H is equals to delta Hi plus delta H2, or you can say delta H1 plus delta H2. Delta H value you have given, that is minus 66.5 kilojoule, as you can see here, and delta H1 is your when CuSO4 solid is converting into anhydrous form, or you can say in solid state, that is minus delta H1 plus delta H2 value when this solid state is converting into aqueous state, that is 11.7 kilojoule. When you solve the equation, you will get the answer as minus 78.2 kilojoules. So guys, this was all about today's topic, thermodynamics. We have completed the chapter, or you can say we have completed the topic thermodynamics. Now, in case if you are new here at our YouTube channel, you can like, share and subscribe. If you have any query, you can mail us on tanejanehaofficial@gmail.com, or you can also contact us on the given number. Now, a very important announcement: if you are preparing for CSIR UGC NET, you can follow Neha Taneja ma'am on Unacademy platform. She is one of the best educator on Unacademy. On Unacademy platform, you will get daily life classes, structural courses, live test and quizzes, and with one subscription, you will get unlimited access. After taking the subscription, you can use referral code NEHA, that is NEHA, and after using this referral code, you will get 10% discount on total fee. Thank you very much guys. I hope you all are cleared about the topic thermodynamics and you all like the video.